Routes!
A lot of us like a park run every now and again, and many of us like to head down with our mates to watch the footy on a Saturday afternoon. But what happens if you combine the two together and supersize it by running to every single one of the away matches of your team's Premier League season? Well, Scott Cunliffe from Burnley has done just that. Scott, right, tell me, how do you prep the route? So how do you figure out how you get from Burnley to whichever away game that you need to get to?
I bought a big canal map, or the British Waterways system map, which showed me where the canal towpaths are. So that was my first protocol, running on the canal towpaths. Then I got the National Cycle Network sort of routes, and in between the canals and then the cycle network, which is the old sort of railway, disused railway lines. And then I went the A and B roads. Usually it's north to south, right. Burnley to somewhere in the south.
Because it's not always as simple as just looking at the road and thinking, right, this is the fastest route if I'm driving, and this is the fastest route if I'm walking. It's somewhere in between.
I try to avoid roads,
right,
because it's noisy and unpleasant, and I'd rather be in nature. But you can't, if you're going north to south, you've got to go on roads at some point. So sometimes I would be on roads I didn't want to be on, and then maybe the next time I went down south I'd change it and maybe change the route. So I didn't really have a GPS plotted. I just had an app where I pinned where I was, and then I'd review it for the next run. Running out of Burnley essentially is the same if you're going south, and then you get to a junction in the canal where you either go down the west side, so like Wolverhampton, and over the east side, which is then Leicester, and then down to London.
Scott, take us through what gear you take on your trips then.
Apart from what I'm wearing, which is my running kit, so the shoes and the t-shirt and the running shorts, I've basically got this 2-in-1 ultra running bag, and with me I've got toiletries, including my famous half toothbrush. I sawed the handle off, make it a bit lighter because it's all about staying light. Match ticket and a bit of paperwork to take some notes. And then I've got my electronics, so just for recharging in the evening. I've also got a solar powered charger, power bank, which I take with me, and obviously the mobile phone for navigation, security things. And then I've got a spare set of clothes. I just put in a stuff bag, basically a pair of trousers, spare t-shirt. I've got a merino wool jumper and a waterproof that I take with me, so I'm clean and dry. And then I've got a spare running shirt, which is my Burnley sort of Burnley away shirt with the RunAway on there. And pretty much apart from that, and then in my legs, hearts, minds, big Burnley flag, which you can kind of just see comes out that way, which is more for match day. So that's the heaviest thing that I don't really use all the way along, but it's an essential part of my kit, yeah.
The thing is about your trips, you're not carrying that much stuff. So how do you actually fuel for them?
Well, the best advice I got was take your normal running gels and things, but try to do the majority of your food through natural foods. So I do carry a bit of bread with me and some fruits. That's kind of my go-to. Hot cross buns more recently in the run-up to Easter has been really good. But I carry about 750 millilitres of water in 2 bottles, and I put carbohydrate.
That doesn't seem that much.
But England's not a wilderness, so there's always shops to buy more water. I rehydrate in the evenings and in the mornings. I drink enough water, so I'll probably get through about twice as much. So I'll probably get through about 1,500 millilitres during the day. Yeah. So I'll fill up once, and I might grab a can of Coke or something along the way. Into this I put carbohydrate powder. Secret Training has been my go-to. So I carry a big bag of carbohydrate powder going in my back, so that's an extra weight. And then apart from the food, I'm supplementary gels, so I'll set off with about 15 gels, and they're usually there I take 3 or 4 a day.
So when it comes to pace, how do you work out how fast you're going to go to get to the grounds?
At the start of it, I had one objective, which is get to the game on time. So I gave myself enough days, and usually put 1 day spare in there, especially if it's going to be like a 7, or to London it's usually 7 days, or to the south coast it was 10 days. And now, so I probably have like 30 to 40 miles a day to do. So if it's a nice day like today, it might take me a bit longer because I'll just enjoy the scenery. Britain's a beautiful place, lots of photos. If it's a really horrible raining day, I'll go quite a bit faster because I really won't stop. I'll just sort of get through the weather. But I had to learn in the first few to slow down. Like, it's not like you're going out doing
We're always telling people, slow down.
Slow down, slow down. So that 80-20 kind of thing, this was like just a season's worth of training sessions, really. So I was pretty much going about double the pace of what I'd do if I was going to go out and run, a PB marathon.
Yeah.
So learning to slow down was great, but I think that also helped with reducing injury potential and also sort of allowing, not getting as much stiffness or as battering my muscles up as if I'd been hammering it all day.
Obviously, a lot of people will be looking at you doing this and going, this is an absolutely amazing thing to do. So, why and what do you want to achieve from it?
During the season, I adopted this hashtag legs, hearts, minds, and the legs has been about the physical challenge, getting through the whole season and all the runs, which I've now done and I'm very happy that I've done that. The heart was about having a purpose, having a real sense of purpose, and this was to raise as much money as I could to give others a chance to have a sporting chance to go out and reach their own dreams, and achieve their own sort of things with purpose. And the mind was, because I've had mental health problems, it was about training the mind as well, and really getting into using that muscle, the mind as a muscle, and overcoming sort of the pain of the run, but also being able to sort of de-stress myself as well. So I'm very happy that I've benefited from that, and hopefully others will benefit from that as well and see that the mind is a strong muscle and you can sort of get through your stress and your anxiety.
It sounds like you found out quite a lot about yourself on it.
For sure. I mean, it's been as much as it's been a community project, and I've had a team of supporters. I've found out so much about physically and mentally what I can achieve, and I think now, I could have gone a bit faster. And it's kind of like when you get your PB, your marathon, but you know that you can just push it a bit faster next time. Because what happens if I just pushed it a bit more? So you find out so much more, and you know that there's not really that many limits. So on the next challenge, I can maybe go a bit faster or a bit further distance.
What are you saying? This isn't it?
Yeah, I think one way of kind of not having the blues at the end of it is having another goal to go for, setting yourself a goal straight away. And the first goal is really to distribute the money nicely and hopefully have some impact and transform other people's lives, and then we'll think about another running challenge after that.
Right, so if people want to donate, what do they need to do?
Justgiving.com, the RunAway challenge.